It's a famous saying in archaeology that without publication, archaeology is destruction. So there is no difference between me and a smuggler who is digging archaeological site.
What is the potential of heritage importance, and specifically in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
There was a famous British archaeologist, his name was Mortimer Wheeler. According to him, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the only region in the whole Asia that it has complete cultural profile, right starting from the Stone Age till the modern time. We have more than 20,000 archaeological sites in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In last 10 years, we published almost 9 books and more than 200 research publications.
How is this conservation work going on?
The best thing to me is to spread awareness. The awareness level in our community, especially in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, is increasing day by day. Nobody damaged Swat Museum, which is full of Buddhist civilization, Buddha sculptures. Nobody damaged Chakdara Museum, which was at the heart of conflict area. Nobody tried to damage Peshawar Museum. We are not facing problems from the community. We are facing problems from another government department.
How do you see the challenge of these constructed tourist sites?
That's where KITE intervene. KITE is here to support these master planning, land use plan, properly where to construct houses, how to construct houses. So there is a special department for protection, promotion to facilitate Kailash culture and Kailash valleys. KITE has provided rescue stations to Kailash Valley.
How do you see this ITZs will cover the environment aspect of it, the planning, the sustainability?
This is a challenging and new program. ITZ is a very good concept. If successful, it will definitely enhance the tourism industry in Pakistan.
KITE will establish this whole ITZs, or the KITE is just to provide the land or something?
KITE is basically a helping arm to tourism department. I see many Japanese and Chinese tourists, they are going abroad only to play golf. They are spending millions of dollars. And so why not Pakistan, why not Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? So we are aiming for international tourists as well to come invest in ITZ and also come as a tourist.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to our podcast. I'm Sohail Azhar Khan. Today for the special podcast series, we are here in the historical building of Peshawar Museum, and we have very esteemed guests for our podcast, Dr. Abdul Samad, who is leading the archaeology in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and also the director of KITE. So thank you so much for giving us time and for accepting our invitation for this podcast.
You are welcome.
When we talk about the archaeology and tourism, and specifically about the archaeology, the one name comes to our mind in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as Dr. Abdul Samad. Why is that?
Well, I don't know the real answer, but the actual story is that Abdul Samad is not just an individual person.
Right.
We have a great team, young archaeologists, conservator, engineers with me. So I'm representing the whole department.
Okay.
So I think that is the success story. So it's not a one-man show or one-man army. I have a complete wonderful team with me, and that's why we are a bit different from other provinces in Pakistan.
Definitely. When we started to planning this podcast series, so we have to do it in the studio. So we come with the idea, why do not we do it in some different place? So this building comes in my mind when I saw the pictures of the Peshawar Museum. It was properly lit up. So for developing this kind of studio for it's really impossible. So thanks to you for letting us do this special podcast series in the Peshawar Museum.
You're welcome.
And we would like to know about the history of this museum. And specifically, I'm more interested in this floor of the museum. So if we can start from this specifically.
Well, there are two histories associated with this museum. First is the collection, which is inside. You see the collection Peshawar Museum. The second one, the building itself is a monument.
Right.
So first, the building itself was a ballroom. It was a dance club during the British time.
Okay.
So it was known as a Victoria Memorial Hall. Okay. So there is a governor house across the road. It was connected through overbridge in ancient time, like during the British time. So in evening, they used to come here for social activities. Okay. You pointed out about the floor. So it's a teak wood. Basically, there is a gap between this floor and the real floor. So it's like a 4 feet gap between, so it produces proper sound.
Okay.
If you are wearing proper shoes, and it produces a proper sound when you are dancing on those floors.
It's come like this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's more specifically for female if they are
Okay.
wearing heel and doing salsa dance or something else.
Okay.
Anyhow. And then back in 1906, this building was converted into museum.
Okay.
So it is one of the biggest museum in the whole world for Gandhara art.
Okay.
Because we have 40,000 objects in our collection. And this is the only museum in the whole world which has complete Buddha life story. Like before his birth, how he was born, how he spent his early life, how he got enlightened, what issues he was facing during this preaching, and how he died. The whole process is properly documented in stone, and you can find in Peshawar Museum nowhere else in the world.
So
that
you,
is the uniqueness of this museum.
So you have the footprints of the whole Gandhara in this museum.
Not just Gandhara, but the greater Gandhara, which means the modern day Afghanistan, India, Texla, Swat, and the Peshawar Valley, the whole Buddhist civilization. The Peshawar Museum is an icon.
Okay.
Not just for Buddhist art, but also for 7 to 6 other religions. You will find the early traces of Hinduism in this museum. You will find the Roman art. You will find Greek gods. You will find Kushan gods here. So it's a best example if someone is interested to see the multiculturalism, the religious harmony concept. So they should come to Peshawar Museum, because they can see in panel reliefs, in sculpture, 7 to 6 gods in one panel, which means they were acceptable for each other.
Okay.
It was acceptability. There was a harmony. So I think this was the place where the concept of religious harmony emerged, and you can see tangible evidences in Peshawar Museum.
That's really great to know. We, as you mentioned, that there are more than 4,000,
40,000.
40,000
Yes.
Sculptures in the museum, and along with the archaeology department of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. If we talk about these specific ones, the 3 ones that right behind us, can you tell us more about these?
Well, as I told you, we have complete profile of Gandhara civilization, the Buddha life story in this museum, like how he was born. Before his birth, according to Buddhist mythology, he was born in 550 forms. Sometime he was bird, sometime he was animal, sometime he was a human being. And then the birth story. So specifically about these 3 objects, this one is to your extreme left, the biggest one is the largest one we have in our collection, which is on display. So this is called Buddha in Abhaya Mudra pose, which means the reassurance pose. He is telling his follower that you should be assured, I'm here. And this is almost 1,500 kilogram object and 10 feet tall. And the important thing about this object is that few years ago it went to Switzerland, to Zurich Museum for a Buddhist exhibition. In 3 months' time, almost 35,000 people, they have visited this object.
Just for one object?
Just for this was the hallmark of that exhibition. And in return, there is the government of Switzerland, as a goodwill gesture, they have financed so many projects in Pakistan, like higher education projects, water and sanitation, health-related projects, only because of this Buddha.
Okay, so you have a kind of treasure at every corner of this museum.
Yes, this is Peshawar Museum, of course, this is a treasure, no doubt.
But I have seen this as well presented. This whole museum is well lit, well informative, the staff and the whole, it's properly conserved. So how did you manage this whole museum to be so good?
In last 70 years, unfortunately, there were so many new interventions. You were talking about the floors, it was changed. The ceiling you can see now. Earlier there were false ceilings you could not see. The paint you see on the wall is now water-based paint. Earlier it was oil-based paint, which was not good for the building health. If you go to upstairs and on the rooftop, there are domes. It was severely damaged and needed conservation. So this museum was closed for almost 1 year.
Okay.
And we have spent a lot of government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa resources in terms of financial, in terms of human capacity, also supported by the World Bank project KITE.
Okay.
So we have done reverse conservation. I mean, I would call reverse conservation. So we have removed so many things which were not associated with this building.
Okay.
And we have also started the nighttime tourism because this building is lit at night as well, if you see from outside, thanks to the World Bank project KITE, which was the main funding source for this project. Now the next phase is to change the showcases of this museum, because we believe the objects in this museum are amazing, unique in the whole world. But the display system, the lighting, the showcases, they are not doing justice.
Okay.
So now we are going to hire some firm, most probably from China. We are bringing some state-of-the-art showcases, which are specialized showcases for museum, again funded by the World Bank KITE project. So maybe next time you are here for another podcast, you will see a different Peshawar museum, more presentable and up to the standard, like international standard showcases you will find here.
Yeah, recently when I visited China, I have seen the few of the museums. They have so properly preserved.
Yes.
And there, there was a screen that a documentary is playing
Yes.
about that specific object, and there is a
Yes.
3D screen that how it was used in the past.
Yes.
So there are a lot of things happening around one object.
True.
So if you can, if you take these all objects, so you can create multiple museums just to explain the beauty of it, the history of it, and the importance of it.
This morning I received some guests from China, and we were discussing the same lighting system in showcases. You see, most of the objects went to China for 1 year exhibition.
Okay.
And these were displayed at the Palace Museum in Forbidden City in China and other cities as well. So almost, according to their calculation, 1 million people they have visited this exhibition in 1 year time. So it was a great news for us. And I went to China to see our exhibition, and I was totally astonished to see our own objects in a different lighting and different showcases, because it was telling totally a different story. But when it came back to Pakistan, unfortunately, we do not have that much technology and resources and these state-of-the-art showcases to justify our wonderful collections. So I'm sure very soon we are going to upgrade our few museums, which is like Peshawar Museum, Hund Museum, Mardan, Deir Ismail Khan Museum, Abbottabad Museum. We will be having 5 to 6 different museums. We are upgrading all these museums, and we will have showcases, specialized showcases for museums.
And how many museums are restored or rehabilitated till now in the whole province?
We have 15 museums now, and 3 museums are under the construction process now. So,
Okay.
and during the last few years, we have upgraded, developed almost 6 museums.
Okay.
In the Peshawar Museum, almost 80% work has been done already. The government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, they have invested, as I said, a lot of resources. And there is a political patronization of the archaeology and museum department as well. So I think that is another big success story, that the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, they are trusting us and the international community. Whoever comes to Peshawar for any official purposes, their first choice Peshawar Museum. So they come to Peshawar Museum and then they go to their meeting with the chief minister or governor or the chief secretary.
Yeah, I'm here from last 2 to 3 days, so I have seen that a lot of ambassadors are coming, the delegates are coming, and the foreign tourists
Yes.
are coming, and even the school,
Yes.
children and college students are coming to see this museum. It was a lot difficult to conduct this podcast series
Yes,
while
I
maintaining
can
the
imagine.
regular work of the museum.
Because we have a regular series, this is called Heritage Caravans, where we encourage school to come to Peshawar Museum in free of cost. We are conducting their tour free of cost. There is no charges. So almost 400 students we are receiving almost every day to museums and archaeological sites. That is the average. And we are focusing on not the private school, but the public school, sarkari school जिसको कहते हैं ना, the government runs schools and specifically on female, the age between 6 and 12. That is our target, that they should come to museum and archaeological site and see our history.
That's really great. As I was doing some research, I find out that when you join the department, we have only 100 archaeological sites in the whole province, and it's now more than around 20,000. So how that made possible?
Yes, because when I joined this department almost 10 years ago, there were 92 sites, not 100. According to the list, there were 92 sites. But when we went to verify these 92 sites, practically, physically, only 50 sites were existing, not even 92. So we started resurveying, redocumenting archaeological sites. So now, according to our record, proper scientific record, proper archaeological survey that we have documented, we have more than 20,000 archaeological sites in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
Okay.
And most of the archaeological survey that we have conducted are published in scientific journals and in the book form. In last 10 years, we published almost 9 books
Okay.
and more than 200 research publications. And because of these research publication, we have international collaboration with the Harvard University, with the Bochum University, Germany, with the French universities, with some Chinese university, with Korean, and with different international, with American universities. We have Italian archaeological missions. Because of these scientific publications, people are coming to do further research. Because we believe, it's a famous saying in archaeology, that without publication, archaeology is destruction. So there is no difference between me and a smuggler who is digging archaeological site. If
Okay.
you are not publishing your report result, so this is the difference between archaeologist and a smuggler. They are not publishing scientific reports, and we are publishing scientific reports.
Obviously, and obviously, there's no money involved in your
Exactly.
work.
And our job is to do to reconstruct the history through archaeology, not to dig any archaeological remains, not to find any antiquities, but the archaeologist's job is to reconstruct history layer by layer. So the process is very slow and very scientific.
What is the potential of heritage importance, and specifically in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Well, I repeatedly mentioned to so many people, like this is not my saying, but there was a famous British archaeologist. His name was Mortimer Wheeler.
Okay.
According to him, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the only region in the whole Asia, if not in the world, that it has complete cultural profile, right starting from the Stone Age
Okay.
till the modern time. Like 2.5 million years ago,
Okay.
we have archaeological remains in the form of caves, when people were living in caves. And then we have settlements. Then we find archaeological earliest Chalcolithic remains, like 8,000 years ago. We have the earliest urbanized culture in the form of archaeological sites in Deir Ismail Khan. Then we have Rehman Deri. And then we have this Aryan civilization. We have Rig Vedas. All the Rig Vedas, they are written in this part of the world, in current Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and in ancient Gandhara. Then we have this Gandhara civilization, and we of course have the Buddhist civilization, and then we have Hindu Shais, until the Mughal and Duranis and British times. So there is no gap, there is no culture gap.
Okay.
This is the only region you can find the whole culture profile. Like every time there were people, there were civilizations which were very much active here. The reason is it is the cross route of civilization.
Okay.
Still in modern time, if you see Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, especially Peshawar, is the cross route. It's a transitional bridge between South Asia and Central Asia. Whoever goes to Pakistan, Afghanistan, or Central Asia, they have to pass through Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Peshawar.
Okay.
And they have to leave their marks, they have to leave their influences. Sometime in the form of invaders, sometime in the form of religious journey, in some time as a trader. So you will find different civilization influences here. That's why Peshawar is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is so much different from the rest of Pakistan and also from Afghanistan, because it has the quality of absorption.
Okay.
It has influences from the Pakistan and India, and also from Central Asia and Afghanistan. It's a mixed culture. You will find a mixed thing in Peshawar, and that is because of its absorbing quality. The city itself is having absorption quality. I
Okay.
mean, I remember there were unfortunately suicide blasts, but the second day everybody was busy in their job, and there were still people were living there. They were still civilized. They were still doing their jobs and everything. You cannot find this resilience anywhere in the world. You can find only this in Peshawar.
And that's all because of the rich history of this region.
Yes.
As you mentioned, the richness of the heritage and archaeology of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, how is this conservation work going on? Because if you are really proud on your history, then you need to preserve it, you need to conserve it. How is it going on, and recently what have you been achieved so far?
Well, scientific definition of conservation is something else, which is written in the book. But to me, according to my experience in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa or in Pakistan, the conservation mean awareness.
Okay.
If you bring awareness through media, social media, print and electronic media, and school visits and all these engagement program, community involvement, then this is conservation. Because only in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa we have 20,000 archaeological sites. So it is not possible for KP government, it is not possible for Pakistan to spend resources on conservation of each and every archaeological sites in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Otherwise, we will have no funds for army, we will have no funds for education, we will have no fund for health. And so the best thing to me is to spread awareness. People should know, community should know that archaeological sites around their villages, their houses, we need to preserve it, protect it. That's the only solution. Otherwise, it is impossible for government to do conservation work, to do chowkidari, and to keep eye on every archaeological site. We need to involve community. We need to bring more awarenesses. That is conservation. Then coming to the scientific definition of conservation, we are doing a series of projects in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Mostly these projects are funded by the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government from the last 10 years. During this time, we have almost conserved 20 major archaeological sites in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And the second most important project is the KITE, again, World Bank supported project. That is KITE, who is supporting us a lot in conserving major archaeological sites like mosques in Swat, Buddhist archaeological sites, rehabilitating some museums. That is a challenging job as well, because each and every archaeological site need a different approach, different expertise for conservation purpose. For example, you are here in Peshawar Museum, you will need different type of mentality, you need different skills, you need different professionals to do conservation work of the British period building. But if you go to Buddhist site conservation, then you need totally different kind of approach. You need a different team for that conservation. So I think in Pakistan, if somebody says that I'm the conservator, then this will be wrong claim. I don't think anyone can claim that he or she is a conservator. Conservation or conservator is not an individual person. It should be a group of professional experts, starting from the labor, starting from the skilled labor, starting from the architect, engineer, archaeologist, artists. So everybody should be involved in this conservation process, and then they should go for physical.
You mentioned KITE multiple of times in your answers.
Yes.
What is basically a KITE?
KITE is the, as I said, the World Bank assisted project. It's a 100 million project where mostly we are doing the two main roads to enhance the tourism resources and enhance the tourism potential of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So there is one road, 22-kilometer road to Mankyal, which is leading towards ITZ. ITZ is a new concept. You must be knowing about the ITZ concept. And second one is at Tandiani. And the other part of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa KITE project is that they are doing different studies related to tourism,
Okay.
providing facilities to areas which are important to tourism, like different Galiyat and Naran Kaghan and the major chunk goes to the archaeological resources. They are helping us to promote heritage tourism in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. As I said, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, there are so many type of tourism, like nature tourism, adventure tourism, but another part is the heritage tourism. So through World Bank, we are launching Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as a hub of religious tourism. So for that, they are helping us in three forms. The They are doing conservation work for us. They are doing promotional activities, and they are doing development work, like the basic facilities in and around the archaeological sites.
Okay.
So that's why the KITE project is very much important for the archaeology department, because that is the main resource support for us, for the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, to uplift archaeological resources of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and to launch Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and to portray Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as a hub of religious tourism.
How do you see, as you mentioned, the religious tourism? How do you see the potential of religious tourism and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? And you call it as the hub of religious tourism. So, in terms of bringing the economy,
Yes.
strengthening the economy, bringing the money to the country, how do you see the potential in religious tourism?
Well, this is a very tricky question. Religious tourism is a relatively new term in Pakistan, which is a buzzword from the last 6-7 years. Everybody start talking about religious tourism, but very few they know what is exactly religious tourism. Uh, First of all, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, we said, is the hub of religious tourism because it is not just sacred place for Muslim. It is the sacred place for 7 to 8 different ancient religions, like Hinduism, like Buddhism, for Kailash, for Sikh. 90% of Sikh heritage is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So ultimately, if there is a security relaxation in Pakistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, I don't think we need any other economy in Pakistan. And people all over the world, they are eager to come to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and to see their religious places like Buddhist sites, Gurdwara, the war places, to go to Kailash Valley to see the unique culture in a Muslim country. So we just need a good eco environment which is secured, and we need some uplifting in our facilities, the visa programs, some infrastructure programs, and then I don't think that we need any other economy if we properly focus on religious tourism.
Right. So, how do you see the connection to the world that this heritage can build, which our country needed the most?
Yes.
If specifically talk about the diplomacy, how it can help.
Yeah. You're talking about the cultural diplomacy.
Yes.
Yes. So you can use archaeology for cultural diplomacy internationally, because these are the things which are not something new, that we have already inherited, and we are very proud custodian to have this rich cultural heritage. So we can engage people from Korea, Japan, China, Thailand, and other countries, in UK and US, especially for Sikh community, Hindu community. They are living in America and different European countries. They can come and see visually the real evidences. They have read about Gandhara in their sacred books, but they have never been here. So I think this is one of the best tools that we can use for cultural diplomacy. They can come and see how we preserve, protect our archaeological site, and they can come when the security situations are relaxed. So they can come and see. So it can be used for so many other purposes, like for financial gain, of course, revenue generation. Community will have a sense of prideness, and also for cultural diplomacy. And we do not need, I think, any other tool for cultural diplomacy. This is the biggest tool that we have. Jamrod Fort is extremely important for Sikh history and also for Pashtun history. It was under the Pakistan Army administration until recently, thanks to Pakistan Army, that they have handed over this fort to us, to the Directorate of Archaeology, and thanks to the World Bank KITE project, that they start funding that project. So we have done almost 60% of conservation of Jamrod Fort. The importance of Jamrod Fort is very, in a different form, but To me, it is important because the celebrated Sikh general Hari Singh Nalwa, his samadhi is here at the Jamrod Fort. So for Sikh yatris, for Sikh tourists, Jamrod Fort is extremely important.
Okay.
So, and still we are receiving a lot of Sikh tourists who are coming from America and Canada and going to Jamrod Fort. And I'm sure in coming 1 year time, we'll be done with the conservation work and it will be open for public.
Right. And what about you have mentioned some mosques that have been rehabilitated recently.
Yes.
So this archaeological work is not just limited to the past history, to recent history too.
Absolutely. We are very, as I said, we are very proud custodian of our cultural heritage. And as I said, this place is not just sacred for Buddhist and other civilization, but also for Muslims because we have one of the earliest mosques in northern Pakistan, which is 1044 AD, dated back to 1044 AD, which is in Udigram, Swat.
Yes.
So again, thanks to Government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and World Bank KITE project that we have done a lot of conservation work. We have completed our land acquisition process. The Italian archaeological mission, they supported us a lot in rehabilitating the facilities there. And then we have two old mosques. One is in Kalam, one is in Peshmal, mostly wooden mosques. So we have also completed conservation work of Peshmal and Kalam ancient mosques, which are the living mosques. People are still using this as for religious purposes.
So as you have, when I ask you about the conservation, you divide it into two parts, right? The scientific approach and the people taking ownership of their own sites. And as these 20,000 sites that your department is working on around the population, so it's really difficult to work on that. So how do you deal with the public? Is it, the people are getting aware about it, it's the people perception is being changed, or it's still there? Because it's really important to take ownership of these sites. If the public take ownership, then it's the easiest way to protect them.
You will be surprised. Mostly people may not agree with me, but the awareness level in our community, especially in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, is increasing day by day. And they are very law-abiding people. We are not facing problems from the community who are doing any damage to archaeological sites. We are facing problem from another government department. For example, the local government, for example, the mining department, for example, the education department, other police department. They are not respecting the archaeological laws and rules and regulation, and they are damaging archaeological sites. So the issue is that we are fighting with another government department. Community, I was also surprised. They're amazing. Once they know this is important site, they feel proud. You will see so many people here at Takhtabai Archaeological Site in Peshawar Museum. They are Muslim, but they are taking ownership of this Buddhist heritage that we have. They are very proud to have this cultural heritage around them. So, and plus this new tools like social media, our journalist friends, they are helping us a lot in spreading awareness. So there is so much awareness level. Plus, at the government level, we have the political ownership, as I said in the beginning. There is a political awareness, there is a political ownership in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa from the last 10 years. So that make things totally different for us, and that make us different from the rest of the Pakistan, from other provinces, where unfortunately there is not much awareness, there is not much ownership by the government. We have a lot of resources here. We have young people, we have professional people. I think in other provinces the issue is that in archaeology department there are no professional people. They're not archaeologists most of the time. They are from different journal subjects, and they are custodian of archaeological site and museums. So there is a big problem.
So a lot of work is being done, and a lot of work needed to be done.
Yes.
And specifically of building the collective approach towards the conservation of these sites. So how do you see the peace and harmony about the different religions in this region? And if we talk about the recent history or the past history, Is there any conflict or any beauty in the religious harmony regarding people, mention Khyber Pakhtunkhwa people that they are not very much flexible to other religions. They portray them as an extremist. So how do you see
It's
that?
a totally wrong concept. First of all, I challenge everyone. The concept of religious harmony emerged from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa almost 2000 years ago
Okay.
in the whole world. You just show me any other civilization, any other European country, any other American country who has religious harmony evidences, and that is 2000 years old. You are sitting here in the Peshawar Museum. I can tell you, I can show you visually, you can see, you can go and re-verify through their text that 6 to 7 different religions were living peacefully with each other, and they were acceptable for each other, which means there was a religious harmony, there was acceptability, and still this acceptability prevail. Just give me one example that there is a war, there is any conflict on the basis of religion, like in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. There is no example. Unfortunately, there are 1 or 2 examples you see in Swat, that is Jahanabad Buddha, that was damaged. I will not give a name of religious extremism. It was just ignorance by those people who did this. They were intake dealer, they were ignorant who did this. That was not done because of they were extremists or Islam is prohibiting them. No, it's a totally wrong concept. Otherwise, we are living in an Islamic country. We have faced a lot of insurgency, extremism in the whole of Pakistan, especially in Swat Valley. Nobody damaged Swat Museum, which is full of Buddhist civilization, Buddha sculptures. Nobody damaged Chakdara Museum, which was at the heart of conflict area. Nobody tried to damage Peshawar Museum, and nobody damaged to go and damage any Hindu site.
In the Gorgatri, we are still the mosque and
Yes,
and a temple is
yes,
functional.
Exactly. At Gurgat, if you see, there is a temple, a living temple. People are coming for their worship, and beside this temple, you have a living mosque, and people are coming for worship purposes. So it's a best example to show people that this is the concept of religion, and it's not a plastic formation. It's a natural phenomena. It's a natural thing. We did not force anyone to do worship, and we did not force anyone not to do worship. So it's a automatically organic thing. People can come, experience, and see it.
That's really great. I came to know about the new concept that department is working on, and it was quite exciting for me. And this is night tourism. I didn't heard about this concept that can be happen in Pakistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
Yes, actually, it's not a new concept. The Lahore Wall City, they have introduced this concept in Pakistan, especially Kamran Lashari Saab. He's a wonderful guy. He has introduced this concept in Lahore, and we are copying that concept here in Peshawar. So it's a basically concept which was introduced by the Lahore Wall City in Punjab, and we have started this in Peshawar because Peshawar is equally rich like Lahore. So we thought, why not Peshawar should be open for tourists at night as well. So we are having a series of programs where Peshawar Museum, Sati House, Gorgatri, and Wall City, that is open for tourists at night as well. So we have series of different programs, and people are coming and enjoying. That program is quite successful. It's a totally community-based and entrepreneur-based program. The government is not spending any money. We are just opening our museum. Our staff is here to facilitate tourists, and we are receiving like 200 to 300 tourists during this nighttime tourism program.
But it's really important to have a better lighting of these specific buildings.
So all these 3 sites that I have mentioned, like Peshawar Museum, Gorgatri, and Seti House, these are properly lit, scientifically illuminated through World Bank KITE project, and that's why we have opened all these sites for nighttime tourism.
And any other project they are planning to, have?
Yes, there are 2 other. Almost in 2 months' time, we will be done with the Takhtbai World Heritage Site. It will be illuminated properly at night, so we will start nighttime tourism at Takhtbai. And the next one is Jamal Gadi Buddhist Site, which you can see and appreciate from Swat Motorway as well. if it is properly led.
As we talk a lot about the archaeology and heritage and the conservation and preservation work has been done, but as you mentioned, KITE. So, and you are leading the KITE project in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So, you can tell more about the KITE in the sector of tourism, overall tourism of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
Well, KITE is a very unique concept and unique project funded by the World Bank, and it's a loan basically to the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government. And we are doing series of activities. One part is infrastructure, which is headed by the C&W department, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So we call it KITE PMU C&W. And the second part is KITE PMU DOT, Department of Tourism. So I'm heading this tourism part. So as I said, they are doing series of activities. One is infrastructure, of course. They are investing money on infrastructure in new tourist area. They are opening new tourist venues in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, like the ITZ's concept is very much new in this region.
Okay.
And they are going to construct roads to these ITZs. So one is the Mankyal and second one is Tanyani. Other thing, infrastructure, is the development work at the archaeological site conservation. That is also, and that is the unique aspect, unique help. KITE is also supporting different studies related to tourism, like master planning, waste management, spreading awareness, capacity building of the different stakeholders. Like now in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, we have different authorities for tourism promotion purposes. One is Culture Tourism Authority, other Galyard Development Authority, we have Kumrad Development Authority, we have Kailash Development Authority, Kagan Development Authority, Upper Swat Development Authority. So KITE is supporting all these different authorities which are working for tourism promotion, especially enhancing their capacities, providing them trainings, providing them equipments. Also, KITE has played a vital role in this emergency COVID program. So they have spent like $6 million in emergency when there was a COVID. So, and the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was an emergency situation. And for tourist facilitation, they have established, KITE has established 5 different stations, rescue stations, properly well-equipped stations with the proper staff in different valleys in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, especially in tourist valley. And then they have provided different facilities, different equipments, machineries, like snow clearing machinery you will see in Swat. Like before KITE project, these valleys were closed during the winter. So it was only summer tourism. Because of these interventions, KITE support program, the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa initiatives, now you can visit anytime to all these tourist area, because the roads are open because of these snow clearing machinery. Other than that, they are doing on basic infrastructures, like, as I said, the road infrastructure, archaeological sites development, museum uplift program, but also establishing different other programs like toilets. Toilets at the tourist destination, these are very much important facilities, basic facility, in fact, for tourists going to all these things. So almost 80 toilets were installed during all these time. Other than that, we have a very successful program through KITE, that is 1422 program. So anyone in the whole of Pakistan, they can call 1422 before going to any tourist destination. They can ask about tourist like facilities, they can ask about hotel, they can ask about the weather, they can ask about the road condition and everything. So they will be properly facilitated through this program. So that is very much successful program that KITE has launched already. If someone is stuck in tourist area, they can call 1422. It's a 24-hour service, and they will be within no time they will be there to facilitate and help them. So these are the major programs that KITE is supporting Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government.
As you are leading the KITE, we have seen the tourism sector of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa it quite facing a lot of challenges. In the recent times, we have seen that Kalam is overgrown, You see there is overpopulated. There is the forest of concrete has now
Yes.
developed, and now you cannot see the natural beauty of the Kalam. So how do you see the challenge of these over constructed tourist sites? And in the near future, there will be no tourism sector, no beauty that the people can visit and see.
You are right, absolutely. We call it mushroom growth,
Okay.
haphazard mushroom growth, unplanned construction in all these area. Even they have started unplanned construction in Comrat. So that's where KITE intervene. So
Okay.
KITE is here to support these master planning, land use plan, properly where to construct houses, how to construct houses. We have done some of the master planning and we are in the process to complete other master planning. That's how we brought a new concept in Pakistan that is called Integrated Tourism Zone,
Okay.
ITZs. So there will be specific zone you can go there. There will be proper facilities for you, park. There will be some health centers. There will be some 5-star, 3-star, or 2-star hotel. There will be theme park, different activities in one area, in one zone, with all these facilities, with all rescue, with health facilities, security facility. So this will ultimately help Kalam, Naran, and other Murray area for mushroom growth. There will be legislation to stop these mushroom growth and to divert tourists to other places like ITZs and other places. That's
So,
why we are
huh.
opening new venues, just not to focus and overburden areas like Kalam and Naran and all these areas.
Tunhua, every valley is their own beauty. And
Yes.
in the northern areas, when you open any valley, that's a new destination.
Yes.
It's the need of the time that we see the different spot develop across Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and different
Yes.
districts. And it's, I think, the good example of ecotourism
Yes.
because we have largely destroyed some of the natural habitat because of this over tourism we call
Yes.
it. Now,
Yeah, exactly.
so how do you see this ITZs will cover the environment aspect of it, the planning, the sustainability? Of
Yes.
course, it's the major point.
This is a challenging and new program. ITZ is a very good concept. If successful, it will definitely enhance the tourism industry in Pakistan. So, first, we have tried to open all these areas for all 12 months, especially in winter. So,
Okay.
this will ultimately not overburden these valley. That is the first thing. The second thing is we are establishing different zones, new destination for tourists, not just Kalam, Naran, or Kumrat. So we are establishing different zones like in Mankyal, there is a Tandiani concept, there is one in Chitral. So tourists will be divided in different zones. If somebody is interested in cultural tourism, they can go to another area. If somebody is interested to do adventure tourism, they will go to different valleys. So this way, we will have controlled tourism, and there will be through bylaws there will be stoppage of illegal construction and mushroom growth of
And there will be
construction.
proper waste management.
Absolutely, that waste management is integral part. We have already completed studies of the waste management system in Kumrat, in Galiat, and Naran, and
Okay.
that in very near future we will be sharing all these studies with the local government department to start implementing this waste management plan which KITE has already prepared for them.
So the kite will establish this whole ITZs, or the kite is just to provide the land or something like
KITE
this?
is
How?
basically a helping arm to tourism department. Like
Okay.
culture and tourism department is the main department, and KITE is here to support them. Like archaeology and museum is a separate department, but KITE is here to support archaeology and museum department. Galiat Development Authority, Kailash Development, different authorities who are working for tourism. So KITE is here to support them. It's a kind of a helping arm for all these tourism related departments. So it can be culture tourism, archaeological tourism, it can be ecotourism, it can be nature-based tourism, it can be adventure tourism. So KITE is here to support all kind of tourism department that are working in Khyber
But it will
Pakhtunkhwa.
be very difficult to establish this whole spots because it will be hotels, infrastructure, parks, the adventure sports and all that. So what's the model of,
Yes,
to
it's a good
be
question.
that
Yes,
that dream comes true,
it's a good concept. The KITE job is to identify a land,
right?
to purchase a land,
Okay,
and then to hire international firm to do proper master planning for them,
okay,
and then to announce that project for a private investor. So we call it a PPP mode, public-private partnership.
okay.
So the land will be provided by the government. Basic facilities like electricity, water and waste management, roads, everything will be provided by the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government. And a private investor can come and establish this place as a ITZ, and then he or she or that firm can sublease all these places to other investors.
That's really great to know that finally in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa we will see some new established
Yes,
spots, and
yes,
definitely we have seen that a lot of the people who have good resources are going to the foreign countries for the
true,
tourism.
exactly.
So these ITCs will provide an opportunity for that class too.
Inbound and outbound tourists. I mean, I see many Japanese and Chinese tourists. They are going abroad only to play golf. They are spending millions of dollars just on their vacation. So why not Pakistan? Why not Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? So we are attracting. We are aiming for international tourists as well to come invest in ITZ and also come as a tourist.
What about the established, destinations? We have seen in the recent times that when people reach out to these places, they might have some injury because of the road condition. Sometimes it's hit by the floods or any other case. People didn't have properly medical health care, and sometimes even doesn't have washrooms on
Yes.
the way to reaching out to Kalam, Chitral, and any other place. So, how do you see that
It's a
difficulties?
very important point that you have highlighted. Security, safety, and basic facilities, these are must when you go with the family for any vacation and tourist place. So, KITE has done a lot in this regard. As I said in the beginning, we have established like 80 different washrooms for male and female, for also for specially abled people in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and all these major destinations. And for security and for health surety, we have established rescue stations where they are properly equipped with medical equipments, they are properly equipped with emergency equipments, they are properly equipped with the road clearings machinery, they are very much equipped with the snow clearing machinery. So, and it helped ultimately the local community and the local business community. I mean, they are the end beneficiary of all these facilities that KITE has already provided. The hotels are open now, roads are open now, and then we have established 11222, 1422, this emergency tourist emergency helpline. KITE has established there. So if there is any emergency regarding road, floods, security, health-wise, anyone can call, and within few minutes they will be rescued. There will be proper team for them.
Recently, we have seen the potential of winter tourism.
Yes.
But most importantly, we have seen that when people reach out to these destinations, they have been blocked by the snow, heavy snow. So, how the department is countering that challenge?
Yes, as I said, KITE has invested a lot of money on machinery,
Okay.
which include the road clearance machinery and also snow clearing machine. These are the state-of-the-art machines which are used in Europe and America for road clearance that we have already purchased and provided to different tourist destination, different authorities, to different government departments. And now, if you go and see, mostly these valleys are open, or after snow, immediately after 2 or 3 hours, roads are clear and open, and people can go and travel.
Right. And what about the new treks? Sometimes it's really, if you talk about specifically Kalam, so it's really overcrowded. You just have the river banks populated
Yes.
by this hotel culture, and then the Ushu forest is the only destination. But we have a lot of valleys in the
I
Kalam and the
think, yes,
surrounding.
I think the concept of ITZ will relax Kalam and all these major destinations, and people will go ultimately. Tourists will be diverted to ITZs, especially to Mankyal in Swat, Upper Swat area. The government has already, KITE project has already constructed 60% of road, and probably within 2 years this road will be completed and ITZ will be established. So ultimately it will reduce the tourist flow on Kalam Bazar and Ushu area and also in Naran Kagan. So people will go to, they will have other options as well.
We have very different community, Kailash community in Chitral, and this is the only, the most important attraction in our northern areas. And they have been facing a lot of problems because they need to be protected. So, what department is doing in that regard?
Not just Kailash, the whole Chitral Valley is very much unique. Geographically, environment point of view, beauty wise, the people are amazing. They are totally different from the rest of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and from the very enthusiastic, full of energies, educated people. And then we have a Kailash community. Again, one of my favorite place. Only 4,200 people are
Left.
recently the Kailash Development Authority. They have documentaries of I think 4,200 people are living in 3 different valleys of Kailash, like Bamburet, Rambur, and Berir Valley. So the government is doing a lot to promote and to preserve the rich cultural heritage of Kailash Valley. The first thing is that they have established Kailash Development Authority. So there is a special department for protection, promotion to facilitate Kailash culture and Kailash valleys. So there's a proper director general, there are proper posts. KITE has provided a lot of resources, like KITE has helped to do proper master planning for building bylaws and planning. KITE has provided the rescue stations to Kailash Valley, ambulances for emergency, and also the road clearing machinery, snow clearing machinery. Apart from that, the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums, they have purchased their sacred areas which were not their property, and these properties were very much important for them, for their rituals, for their festivals, and they were facing a lot of problems. So the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Directorate of Archaeology, they have purchased that areas and handed over to the community. Other than that, the Directorate of Archaeology and Museum is doing the tangible conservation work on the Kailash culture. So we are rehabilitating some of their Jastakan, their temples. Apart from that, Culture Tourism Authority, they have their camping pods there for tourism promotion purposes. They are celebrating their major festival, not celebrating but facilitating, in fact, with the help of district government. So government is focusing a lot on Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, different cultural authorities, especially on Kailash Culture Authority.
That's really great to know that a lot of work is being done in Chitral and Sawat, and also a lot of project it's been going on in the Deer, and specifically then we talk about the Galiyat. The Galiyat Tourism Authority is working a lot. So thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome, Sohail. It's always fascinating to learn from you, even, and to see your interactive programs on social media, and it is encouraging for us, and I'm sure this program will also bring some changes and
Definitely, sir. This collective, with your support, and we, as a development communication experts, and specifically if we talk about the social media campaign, it's really important that we build a dialogue around promoting tourism, heritage, and culture in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and let the people know that there is a lot is being done to preserve our culture and our heritage, and to promote the tourism. So this specific podcast series is established just to highlight this whole activities and develop this dialogue. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for letting us.
Thank you to your team as well.
Yeah,
I can see they are hard work.
they've been here from last 3 days, and
Yes.
we are talking to different experts in the tourism sector to get to know more about the richness of
Yes.
Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So we will continue this series with other guests. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being with us. Till next episode. Goodbye.